Hi, everybody. Nice to see you all here. So sorry for the delay, you guys. If you're a regular watcher of my show, you probably remember I used to complain about this every episode, but I have got construction going on in my buildings, and like I live in an apartment like where the windows of my studio face the courtyard. So there's always people in front of my window drilling or this or that, and it's been driving me nuts. I wanted to go live 30 minutes ago, but of course, too much construction and drilling and stuff, so I had to go a little bit later. Hey, Pink Jeep Kiki, nice to see you. Listen, you guys, you know, Love is Blind is that show. I love it. You love it. And so I really wanted to get together just to talk about how we feel about the current season as it has just started. So far, I believe they've dropped a grand total of 4 episodes. I wanted to start off recapping episode 1 today. And then tomorrow, I would like to kind of just do a full-blown marathon of all of the rest. It's because I've got things to do a little bit later on today. It's Saturday night. Then Sunday, I'm going to the movies. When I come back, we're going to talk about this. So can you just let me know how you feel about this episode so far, episode 1? Like, based off the first impression of this episode, do you think it's going to be a season worth keeping up with? I know we were super disappointed after the second season. None of the couples wound up making it. Of course, 2 got married, but they very quickly got divorced. It kind of felt like they captured lightning in a bottle with season 1 and have not been able to recreate that. So before we get into all of that, I really wanted to talk about the title of the video. Colleen is a ballerina. I really just want to get in with you guys and discuss how this girl on the show had so many opportunities to make real deep connections, but she just kept on harping on the fact that she was a ballerina just so that she could turn around and victimize herself and claim that everybody else is shallow. Men only care about what she looks like and this and that. Meanwhile, her like pickup line with every guy is, hey, I'm a ballerina. Hey, I'm very flexible. Hey, I'm very limber. It's like you keep trying to tell people like as if like being a ballerina is associated with beauty. I think more than anything, it's associated with like elegance and grace and thinness. And I think that she wants people to conflate all of those things to automatically equal beauty, even though they don't. And I feel like that's what she's really trying to ride hard on. And then the whole, oh, I'm flexible, I'm limber. It's very sexual. She's leading from a very sexual place, which is quite shallow and disappointing. I really would love to see her grow up a little bit and go a little bit deeper as the season progresses. So I am crossing my fingers for that. Rachel, hey, it's nice to see you. I hope you're going to join us later in our members only podcast, live listen and recap. Oh, I'm so excited for that. That comes right after this stream. Rachel says, personally, I might not. They seem extremely dry. Listen, I don't blame you. There's some people, speaking of that, Rachel and everybody else watching, can you let me know, like, 1 or 2 people that are your favorites, maybe a favorite guy and a favorite girl from this season, and your least favorite guy and least favorite girl? So far for me, favorite girl has to be, what's that beautiful curvy woman's name? I really like her. She's my favorite. Alexa, I think. And favorite guy, I think it might actually be her guy. Like so far, I'm really, really, really liking them. Kiki says, I feel like they chose the same characters. Yeah, it really does seem that way. I think the producers need to be blind when picking people. I agree with you. Like it, at the end of the day, they just want to sell the show. And what sells? Sex sells, good looks sell. So let's talk a little bit about, and I forgot to tell you guys, what's the name of that girl? Do you guys remember that girl from the ultimatum? Every time I see, and I'm going to put her face back up here, every time I see Colleen pop up on my screen, Love is Blind, I think of Madeline from the ultimatum. To me, they look like the exact same person. So I just pulled up like a photo of Madeline or whatever, and I'm going to share the screen with you guys so you guys can tell me if you see it too, because I don't know. I can't not see it. That's all I see. It's hard to find a good photo of not Colleen, but Madeline, because Madeline very quickly got pregnant. after or during the ultimatum. So like most of the pictures she's pregnant, which obviously makes you look different than you typically do. So here's like a photo. You guys let me know if you see it or not, but I just see Matt. I see so much. This is all I see whenever I see Colleen. I'm like, Colleen, Madeline, and then the other twins that we have on the show to me are what's his face? Cole. Cole reminds me, and I'm gonna pull up his photo. Cole, who has to be my least favorite boy, even though he does evolve a little bit as the season progresses, every time I see him, I see another guy that I don't like from reality TV, and that is Harry Jowsey from Too Hot to Handle. Do you guys see it? Colleen and Madeline, Cole, and Harry Jowsey. Let me know if you see it, because that's all I see whenever I look at these people. It makes me laugh, but I digress. Okay, so Rachel, we shared the same faves. I love it. I love it. I love it. Raven reminds me of Ray from. Yes, I saw that too. I totally get that too. And I think she's very much overrated, like Ray from the Ultimatum. I'm sorry, you guys, but I just don't see it when it comes to Raven. I did not see it when it came to Ray. And I do not see it when it comes to Bartholomew either, or whatever he calls himself, Bartis. Thank you, Smile. They do look like. There you go. Alexa. I love Alexa. Nancy, she seems like such a sweet girl, but she seems like too much. Like she seems like someone who would be overwhelming to be around, in my opinion. Hi, Danielle. First time catching your live, Grace. I don't have a favorite as of yet. At this point last year, I was in love. Me too. And you know, that same kind of love I had for Lauren and Cameron in season 1, I feel for what's my couple over here again? I'm forgetting their names. This couple over here. Is this Brennan? Yeah, Brennan and Alexa. I really, really love them, and I see it for them. And you guys, I think he's so handsome. I really love his little dimples. I love he looks very elegant. Honestly, he looks like a Parisian man to me. Like he looks like any guy that you would see walking up the streets here in Paris. Like just like so like elegant and well put together. Like I have a feeling that he has, I don't know, that like he's gonna turn me off as the season progresses, but for now, I love him. I think he's adorable, and I can totally see it. And speaking of Kiki, here's a fun fact for you guys. So Kiki says that Cole reminds her of Barnett from season 1. I'm going to pull up a photo of Barnett from Love is Blind. One thing that's kind of funny about that is that Cole's last name is actually Barnett. So maybe there is some kind of like family connection there or whatever. I'm not sure. But I did think that that was quite the coincidence. Though I personally don't really see the resemblance. I have seen people in like various Facebook groups commenting about how they look alike. So here I just pulled up a photo of Barnett. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. You guys let me know if that is what you see. So let me pull this out. Do you see Barnett and Cole? Here's Cole. Here's Barnett. Cole, Barnett, Cole. Again, fun fact, Cole's last name is Barnett. So I thought that was quite funny. So you guys, let's jump into this recap, shall we? Smile, I cannot stand him either. And it's for the exact same reason that Abigail does not like him. He screams F-boy. He's just not my type of guy. So, you know, and speaking of Cole, since we're just going to jump right into there on him right now, like you guys are saying in the chat, he screams immature, unserious, and to me, I would even go as far as to describe him as insufferable in this first episode. Remember, our opinions of these people evolve as the episodes progress, but right now we're focusing on episode 1. And in episode 1, I would definitely say that this is how I described him. This was the first impression that he gave me. And when I remember watching it and being like, oh my God, I really hope that nobody gets engaged to this man, because he is going to put them through hell. Like, you know, he's got so much growing up to do. By the way, what's the deal with his first marriage? Like, he talked about being divorced. And I'm like, how are you divorced? Aren't you like 25 or 26 or something like that, and you're divorced? To me, I'm sorry, that would send me running in the other direction. I'd be like, wait a second, like someone seems a little bit impulsive. But it wouldn't work for me. It wouldn't work for me. And there he is, Bartholomew. Bartis. Yes, I absolutely agree. Like, listen, in the first few episodes, Bartis comes across as somebody who like wants to appear super level-headed, accepting, and this and that. But as the episodes progress, like his F-boy nature starts to peek through a little bit more and more. Oh my God, in that last episode, number 4, when he was talking to his fiance, I was like, sir, did you forget you're engaged to this woman? I cannot. So, one thing I really wanted to say, you guys know how much I really liked, what's her name? I told you guys I really love this girl, Alexa. I did not like how they introduced her to the show. I'm going to be very honest with you. Do you guys remember what they did to her? They take this beautiful, first of all, we see a bunch of different people getting introduced. They come up, they talk about what they're looking for, what their struggles in love have been, et cetera, et cetera. And then this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous girl comes in, she struts her stuff. And the first thing they have her say is that she can stand to lose a few pounds, or that she should eat less or something like that. I'm like, why does she have to say that? Like, who is making her say that? Like, she is just so amazing and perfect the way she is. And I remember my first reaction was, damn, she's got an incredible body when she came out. So it really just was upsetting to me that they had her talk about like how she needed to lose weight as if there was something wrong with her body. You know, it's like, oh, we finally get like a real spotlight on a curvier woman. You know, a plus size woman is finally, spoiler alert, you guys, is finally going to get engaged at some point. And this is how they do her. I didn't like it. Did that jump out to anybody else? I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Alex and that's what I'm thinking. That's why I really like them so far, Abigail. I don't see Raven getting, that's the thing. Raven, to be honest with you guys, and let me pull up a photo of her. If we call a spade, can we just say that Raven is not here looking to get married? Raven is here to become a fitness influencer. Raven wants to be like, you guys, if you're on TikTok, you know that like Peloton guy. Like, I think she wants to be that in the Pilates world. Okay. She might be launching an app. She might be launching an athletic, a leisure line. She might be launching a fitness YouTube channel or a fitness podcast, a fitness app or something. That is her MO here. I don't believe she's genuine. I don't believe she's got good intentions. And by the way, as the episodes progress, we'll talk about this in tomorrow's recap, but she really makes herself come across as an escort. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it seems like that is what she's more interested in than in getting engaged and married to someone for what's on the inside. Just like the stuff she says about herself and what she's looking for and what she's like typically been going for makes it feel like she'd rather just find like some rich, old, unattractive man to get married to so that he can fund her little growing fitness empire or whatever it is. So Rachel is saying, oh my God, see that there's so many red flags with this guy, Cole. Married for 2 months, engaged, dating for two months, married for 4 months. I would run as fast as fast as I could and never look back. That's freaky. Yeah, they make her seem like the fat girl, but that's the thing. I do not understand it. Like, she looks like fine to me. She's normal, she's curvy, like she looks great, she looks incredible, and she seems like a confident girl. So I really hope that they did not shake her confidence in having her speak about her body in such a negative way. Like, I don't think she deserves that. I don't believe that curvy women deserve that at all. Like, that was horrible. You know, like Alexandra is saying, like, of course it had to be like, they've had so many girls who are super skinny, and we've never had a single skinny girl go up there and say, oh, well, I'm too skinny. I don't know, my boobs aren't big enough because I'm so skinny. My butt's not big enough. You know what I mean? Like, why does this girl have to get up there and talk poorly about her body? I don't like it. Smile says, that was embarrassing. Imagine if we talk about how handsome a guy looks with our fiance. Yes. Oh, Smile is talking about Bartis and how he was complimenting Raven in front of his fiance. I'm giving you guys until tomorrow to watch the full 4 episodes because I don't want to like name names about who Bartis is engaged to or anything like that in case you have not watched it yet. Jennifer says, I think Alexa is a gorgeous face and body. I love her whole vibe. Me too. I think she's perfect. I think she's wonderful. I think she's got a great sense of style as well. Like, just everything about her. She is my favorite girl right now. I am truly rooting for Alexa. Please let it work out between her and her man. So well, me too, Kiki. I got a lot to say about Miss Nancy. Listen, she seems like a nice enough girl, but she seems like team too much for me. Let's be honest. Smile says, yeah, when Raven made a big deal about bartending or waitressing, yeah, she's like, it really did seem like she was hiding something. She's like, oh, guys won't like what I do. I bartend or I do bottle service. Like, okay, girl. And then she says that she dates like men who take care of her. Like, sis, I'm pretty sure we call that escorting, but I digress. So as the episode kind of progresses there, and speaking of Raven, one last thing I really wanted to mention about her was that she kind of reminded me of a character that I did not like in The Real Housewives of Potomac. If you guys watch, you already know who I'm talking about, but it's Charisse. They both put on this very fake, pretentious, nasally voice and this attitude that like they're just too cool for school. They're above everything and everybody, and I just don't like that. The one thing I will say positive about her, though, is that I was quite impressed that she let herself be the first one to talk about having feelings, like for the person that she was talking to, like in her relationship with Bartis. Like she let him know pretty much right off the bat that she was into him without waiting for him to do that. And I was like, oh, like, you know, I was pleasantly surprised by that because I expected her to be more of the style to wait for him to come towards her. So I thought that was pretty good. It's kind of crazy how like here I am praising like bare minimum or whatever, but it is what it is. I had to ask you guys a question about Nancy, by the way, you guys. So Nancy talks about being an egg donor. So I believe she says she's done this 2 or 3 times. They've harvested anywhere between 8 to 20 eggs from her. And I'm curious how you guys felt about it. I did think it was quite important that she let it be known early on in her conversation with Bartis. Bartis was open to it. He was accepting of it and everything. I'm curious. Okay, so if you were a lady and you date men or if you date women, would you be happy or like okay or neutral about the person you're dating or whatever having donated their eggs? Donated their eggs or donated their sperm if it's a man. And the same question in reverse for men as well. Would this be a deal breaker for you? I feel a little bit problematic in saying this, but it would be a deal breaker for me if I were dating a man and he told me that he was a sperm donor and that he could potentially have like a bunch of kids out there. It would be a deal breaker for me. Like, I think it's a nice thing to do and whatnot, but just the idea of like this guy having all these like random kids who like wonder what it would be like to know their like biological father or whatever. Like, I don't know. And then like for your kids to like potentially like, I don't know, like fall for these other kids that they don't know are their siblings and like get into a situation. Like, I don't know. It would be a deal breaker for me. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry but that's just how I felt. It's not like it's a bad thing to do. I think it's a wonderful thing to do, but it definitely would kind of give me some like pause if I'm being honest here. Smile says there's so much role reversal in this season. I'm sorry, like it was cringe. What do you mean? Spill the tea. Kiki says I wouldn't do it, but they get a lot of money from that. Yeah, I wouldn't do it either because it seems so painful. Like guys always have it so easy and anything. All they have to do is jerk off and they're good. But like women, it's like you got to go through these invasive surgeries and stuff. So, or whatever it is, process. But so the fact that Nancy did it like twice is really incredible to me that she would go through that 2 times. It's incredible. But I heard that they give a lot of money. They pay a lot of money for it as well. And their criteria is typically quite strict in order to be an egg donor. So I think that says a lot of positive things about her as well, that she managed to qualify. You think it's unattractive, Kiki? Why unattractive? Well, is it for the same reasons as me? The whole like possibilities of all these like kids out there wondering like what it would be like to be raised by, this woman or this man or something like that. Jennifer says, I would not care if he donated in the past, but I wouldn't want him to do it after we're married. That's a very interesting perspective. I can totally understand that perspective as well, Jennifer. I get it, especially if you get married. That would be so awkward if he's like stepping out to donate sperm for other people to have kids with him. Alexandria says, I thought it was sad that religious people think it's wrong. It's their choice. I don't think it matters. I don't want kids. Yeah, honestly, I think it's one thing to not really be into something But to like call it right, or I mean, sorry, to claim that it's wrong or immoral or whatever is a little bit dramatic. I will say that. I agree with you on that. I'm sketched by those after the Netflix doc. Oh yes, I I like only got managed to watch halfway through the Netflix one if we're talking about the same thing. But yeah, sometimes it's wild. Like I remember seeing something, it wasn't a Netflix, it was an ABC documentary, and the guy had like 20 kids with like 20 different women or something like that he was donating, and I was like, that would be a lot for me. I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to handle that. So like the women saying, oh, so you're more traditional, Smile. You don't want the women saying I love you first or anything like that, coming up with ideas. I didn't even notice the dynamic shifting in that regard. One thing I will remind you though is that in season 1, Giannina was the one who proposed to Damien, and we have not seen that happen again. A woman proposing to the man. I think that might be kind of interesting to see happen again. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cute, her taking like, you know, the reins and stuff like that. Speaking of role reversals, because Smile was referring to Raven telling Bartis first that she liked him. So Bartis, guys, can you tell me how you feel about this guy? In episode 1, like discounting everything we know about him moving forward, our first impressions of Bartis are what? First of all, I do not like, I remember in the first episode feeling like he seems like the guy who wants you to believe that he's like super progressive and woke and he's like very accepting and stuff like that. And I wondered if that was genuinely him or if that was an image that he wanted to put out there. He seemed like a very nice and understanding guy. And, you know, I definitely wanted to give him credit for that for sure. I'm also kind of curious if anyone pays attention better than I do. What's the story behind why he doesn't really know his mother? So like he talks about his name because listen, Bartis is not a common name, y'all, right? So someone was asking like, what's the story behind that name? So he talks about how like he's named after his father's late friend. And then Bartis is actually his second name. His first name is Robert. And his mom would be holding him and calling him Robert, Rob, and stuff like that. And then he wouldn't like look at her as a baby, not a grown man. And as soon as she called him Bartis, he turned around. So I was like, okay, so it seems like at some point she was in his life. So I am kind of curious when that kind of shifted, you know, like what happened? What's the story behind there? Was there anything that I missed in that story, you guys? What's the tea with Bartis and his mother? What happened? Are they estranged? Or did she just kind of like turn into, you know, a deadbeat, so to speak? Smile says, I think Nancy still has some work to do on herself. Her longest relationship was 8 years, so I'm guessing she seems over red flag just because she likes a person, and I can tell she likes Bartis. I agree. I think Nancy's a hopeless romantic to a fault, you know, and that can come back to bite her in the booty. Rachel says, but I get her doing it for the financial side. Yeah, college is expensive, and it probably helps her a lot. You know, sometimes when I hear about how much Americans pay for school, I'm like, why don't you guys go to Europe or something? Like, it's so much cheaper to just go over there, get a degree. And of course, like if you choose like a country like Germany or whatever, where it's free for everybody, even here in Paris, like we have international students. My friends came to study for free. I'm like, come have the experience, you know, of living abroad, learning a new language and studying for free. But yeah, I totally get that side. Bavarian girl, hi. I would say if I'm infertile, I would with the opportunity to get a sperm egg donor. Therefore, I would accept it. Yes. Okay, I see it. And I definitely get it from that perspective as well. Smile says, I don't like him. If I was there, I would have immediately. Yeah. So she's talking. Smile is talking. I'm sorry. I'm assuming that Smile is a woman, but I'm not sure. Smile is talking about Bartis. Smile says, I don't like him. I think I would have too. But I think mainly for his age. I'm sorry, but if I'm serious enough to get married, that I'm putting myself on a show called Love is Blind, I would not want to be paired up with a 25-year-old. I'm 28, 29 next week, y'all. I have no time for a 25-year-old. I'm sorry. I actually think that they should raise the age limit for the show in general. Like, I don't think a 25-year-old should be on Love is Blind. I'm sorry, but you're just getting started. Okay, you finish school or you finish grad school and you're starting to get like work, like you're building yourself in your career. Like, this should not be this pressing to you at that age. I'm sorry. it's weird to me that a 25-year-old would be so pressed to get married that they'd sign up for a show called Love is Blind. To me, that's a red flag in and of itself. Okay. I think it should be like from 28 plus, like late 20s. You know what I mean? 28, 29. I would love if it was exclusively 30 plus, even 40 plus, you know, like that would be amazing. Like, you know, single, never married, no kids, nothing. That would be really incredible to me. Like, you know, like I just don't like when they put like these super young people on these shows about such, you know, I just don't like it. I'm sorry. Charlotte's Webb, not a fan either. He was the first. Yes, I agree. Like he really tried to put on a facade about who he was, and he just could not stick to it for more than a couple of episodes. His immaturity really seeped through. And honestly, he gave narcissists a little bit sometimes. Like, oh, I command attention. I'm sorry, but if I were in a room and this man walked in, I would not. The only thing from him that would command attention from me is the fact that he wears his hair like 6 inches tall and only in the middle of his head. You know, it's like, are you trying to look taller than you are? What's going on? Like, I just don't get it. Like, he really thinks a bit higher of himself than I like a person to. You know, like not like that, but it's just too much. He toots his own horn way too much. Pink Cheek Peaky, I didn't think too much about him, but he had a big head. Yes, you see. Like this is all, but like he is like, oh, whenever I walk into a room, I usually get all the attention. All right then, all right. I don't like men who wear too much jewelry. Me neither. It was hard to pay attention the first few episodes because yes, it's true. I was doing something at the same time because I was getting bored, and I would skip through because oh my God, let me take this down. Do you guys? And this is me skipping a little bit ahead, but there was a scene where Raven is in bed with her fiance and the cameraman, I was like, is this Dan Schneider who took over the camera because all the cameraman was showing were her feet. I had to fast forward because I was like, I am so tired of looking at this girl's feet. I did not ask to look at this girl's feet. That was so weird. Yeah, Cole is super young too. He's only 26 years old. I don't believe 25, 26-year-olds should be allowed to get onto Love is Blind. 28 minimum, in my opinion. And even that is a bit young to be on a show called Love is Blind. I want 30 plus ideally. And I would love 40 plus year olds being on this show. Seriously. TG says he definitely isn't ready. I knew once they had the mixer, we would see his true colors. Abso-freaking-lutely. Me too, Alexandria. That's always the fun part. I hope they put it together, even if they make like a spinoff called Love is Plus, like, sorry, Love is Blind, like, you know, older people or something like that. I don't know what they want to call it, but I definitely think that they should double down on that. That would be amazing. Like people who are seriously ready and the stakes are high. You have like no time to waste once you're in your 30s. You know what I mean? Like a 25-year-old, you got a lot of time to waste. Come on now. Abigail, I think, and a lot of exploring to do. Why do you want to do this so quickly? Abigail, I think Nancy and Bartis can make it work. I applaud. Oh, no, spoiler. That's okay though. I applaud him for being honest about Raven. Yes, 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 that is true. Smile says, thank you, 33 and up. I'm tired of these mid-20s people doing a horrible job. Yes, convincing themselves. It's true. Like, why are they so pressed? Jennifer, I'm in my 30s. I personally wouldn't date a person in his mid-20s. It's nothing deeply personal. I just think you changed so much from 21 to 29. And even, yes, abso-freaking-lutely. It's too young. Go have fun. Go explore. Go save up your money that you're starting to earn and just live life and worry about this later. Try to do it organically. You don't have to jump into this extreme matchmaking service at this point. And I agree with you, Rachel. All I think is Fresh Prince or whatever with his, I just don't, I'm sorry. I really don't like his sense of style at all. It's not my vibe. Like this is more my vibe of a guy, you know, like clean cut suit or whatever, or like if he's not in a suit, he's in a nice sweater or he's in a nice polo or in a nice dress shirt or something like that. Shannon Van, it's so nice to see you. Hey Shan. Everybody, Shan has an awesome YouTube channel where she talks about pop culture and reality TV as well. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already. So now, you guys, what happens next from this point after Bartis? So Andrew, another person that is quite controversial on the show. Be honest. What are your opinions on Andrew? I felt like he was very dry. I felt like he was the type of person who, and that's a good one, Smile. I love Zenab. Andrew's your favorite guy. I did not like Andrew at all. I have to be honest, he felt so dry to me. Like it really felt like he was leading too much with like money and like experiences and stuff like that. He really like just likes to talk about like the luxurious things that he does, you know, and it kind of felt like he was not enough confident in himself and what he brings to the table, like on what do you call that? The inside level, that he had to lead with things that are a bit too materialistic for my taste. And so that really turned me off when it came to him. I also didn't really love how he delivers monologues. I don't feel like Andrew has enough conversation with people. Like whenever Andrew decides to talk to, oh my God, Rachel, that's beautiful. Fine wine edition. You need to trademark that. That is beautiful. I love it. I would love for them to name it that and to do that for older people, 30 plus, 40 plus. Yes. So Andrew, whenever he's talking, like for example, he was talking to Nancy and he gave this like really weird and long monologue about like tantric sex or something like that. And I'm like, why does he talk at people all the time? Like all he does is talk at people. You need to talk to people. You need to ask questions. I don't remember that man asking a single damn question of Nancy. Like I just remember him talking about himself. And I don't know. I just didn't like it. I could not get with it. Charlotte's Web. I got married at 19 and divorced at 32. Way too much growing into yourself and personality changes happen in your 20s. You see, you know, I know this girl. So I used to date this guy and his sister. She got married at 18 years old. And in fact, I never liked this relationship, to be honest with you, because she was dating this guy from another country. And he was in his 20s when he started courting her, and she was 16 years old. And so they were dating for 2 years. And then as soon as she turns 18, they get married, and they're still married. And she's 26 now, I believe it is, or she's turning 26 or 27, and they're still married. And I'm like, that poor girl, I feel like she lost out on all of her youth. Well, not all of it, but like she's really lost out on like really important eras of her life, because this guy who, you know, decided to lock her down. Like, you know, he saw a 16-year-old and he decided to lock her down as soon as she turned 18. He was dating her all that time. I don't know. Honestly, that really makes me upset. Like hearing about like this happening to women, just like, it's just such a huge, important, like pivotal moment of your life. Like it makes me so sad to hear about people getting married this young. And yes, that's exactly how I feel about him. He's so dry and full of himself. He truly, truly, truly is. I can't. Kiki says he was fake and Nancy saw through him. But you know, when they played that preview, I got a little bit nervous that like she's starting to doubt her initial intuition of him. Absolutely so fake, playing a part. I think the producers cropped out the weird, and like, what did he say during the other 2 hours? I agree. They definitely did want to emphasize that part. But again, it's like, why are you even like talking about, like, I don't know. It just seems too early. It really does. Smile says, I'm in my early 20s and I changed so much. Yes, since 18. I can imagine how much I would change at 29. Charlotte says, I felt like I missed out on a lot of life experiences, especially in my 20s. Absolutely. You know, I know that girl, well, my ex, I don't want to say ex-sister-in-law because we were not married, but my ex's sister, like she's never been to like a nightclub. Like she didn't get to go to university. Like she works with that guy. Like they're just like glued. And like, I don't know. It makes me really sad. Honestly, I feel like she's just not getting to live a young adult life. She's never gone like on a girls trip. She doesn't really have friends. Like her only friends are her cousins and her husband, you know, and her siblings. It's like, my poor girl. So you guys, let's go back into Brennan. So I am pleasantly like surprised to hear that so many of you guys like him as well. I'm sorry, but he's my ultimate crush this season. He just, to me, he reminds me so much of Frenchmen. And obviously living here, I love Frenchmen and especially Parisian men. He just reminds me of them. Oh my God, I love a good friend. Like he's just so elegant and just wow. And he's very emotionally available and open and vulnerable. And these are such wonderful traits. And I forgot his age. Does anybody remember how old Brennan is? Somebody please remind me. Listen, if it does not work out with Alexa, he can call me on my cell phone because Oh my God, he's like my crush. He really, really, really is. Oh, I really like him. Smile, why don't you think they're compatible? Why? What's wrong with their love? I like him, but I'm holding my breath for some reason. Listen, after they met at the like villa or whatever and started really like seeing each other, I feel like the producers started foreshadowing some potential issues between them. So I definitely do see why you would say that, Alexandria. Sorry, let me see. Alexandria. I definitely do see why you'd say that. And I am slightly holding my breath. On one side, don't hurt my girl, Alexa, because I love her. On the other side, if it doesn't work out with you guys, and if it doesn't work out with me and my guy, come over here. Oh my God. Oh, he's 32 years old. That's perfect. That's like the age I love. Okay, this is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh my God. I can't even take this photo down because I just want to look at it. Alexa, she was insecure. Oh, damn it. I do know that she asked him like if he was like genuinely attracted to her after like seeing her or whatever. But how could he not? Let me put up another photo of my girl. To me, she's the most beautiful girl of the season. Alexa, like he won with you, girl. Like you do not need to doubt your beauty. Let me tell you that much. Face card does not decline. Body card does not decline. Personality card does not decline. I love this girl, okay? And I love this guy. And I really, 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 really want them to go the distance. They are my new Lauren and Cam, okay? And can we just talk about how amazing it was that Brennan zeroed in on Alexa from the beginning, and then he cut off his other options saying, listen, it's been nice getting to know you, but my heart is somewhere else. I feel like I've already fallen for someone. And I love that. He did not play the field. If you guys remember me recapping season 1, you know I did not like Barnett for this reason. Barnett kept playing the field, and he had his girl Amber looking like a psycho because he was stringing everyone along. He strung Amber along, he strung LC along, and he strung, who was the third? Jessica along. And then when it was down to him and Amber, and he proposed and they went to the villa and everything, he still kept playing with her by entertaining conversations with Jessica behind her back and never even talking to Amber about them. Like, that is an F-boy. But this man right here with a dimple on the right side of his face, he's a good man. He would never do that to my Alexa, okay? So, no, I really, 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 really like him, and I just want good things for them. And by the way, like, his proposal was so beautiful, and I really want to point out how poetic I felt like his I don't want to say vows, but maybe you can consider them vows, but it was really poetic the way he proposed to her. He has a beautiful way with words that is not pretentious. It was natural, unlike this man. Andrew is such a tryhard. Okay, he wants you to think that he's this intellectual, that he's so much smarter than you and more cultured and more well-traveled than you, and so he really forces it when he speaks. But Brennan, my baby, when he speaks, it just flows out that way because it's genuine and it's from the heart, okay? And I freaking love that. I love him. I love that. Okay. To be honest, I will not be surprised if Alexa is like, no. I will tell you this, Abigail. I will tell you this. When they had Alexa start off with that negative comment about her body, and then when she asked if he was like really attracted to her after seeing her, I did worry that she would go down the Danielle route. I did have that same thought, but I feel like she's too confident to go down that route. And I really hope that they do not force her to go down that route because she can do better. She's the whole package. She truly is. And I just don't want to see her doubt herself, He does, Charlotte's Web. He really does. I am obsessed with him, as you guys can tell. So, you guys, Colleen, okay, we already talked about it. Colleen, can we just get into the fact, if we're going to back up and talk about her again really quickly, the fact that she got dumped by F-boy Cole, she was too shallow even for Cole, of all people. Like, that had to have been a wake-up call for her. Like, how embarrassing. I'm sorry, but if this man told me that I'm too shallow for him, I'd be drinking bleach because, wow, that's humiliating. That's embarrassing. That's like the worst thing. That would be the worst thing anyone has ever said to me. Okay. Like, that's horrible. One thing that was kind of funny when he talks about like envisioning a life with her, he goes, oh, like, I envision us having very beautiful babies and just like being a really hot couple together and having great sex, but being poor. I was like, I know I do not like this man, but he does have his moments where he's just funny, and self-aware. And I really do love that in a person. Hmm. I did not notice Kiki, but when the new episodes drop, I will be looking specifically for that. I hope she's not insecure. She's just so wonderful. I know Colleen is just not doing it for me either, Charlotte. She's really not. And that's exactly how I would describe her, Alexandria. Not serious. Smile says, LOL, that was the funniest scene. She just got super serious all of a sudden. She was like, no. It's true. Like I think Cole is fighting himself. Like at his core, he's an F boy, okay? At his core, he's a Peter Pan. At his core, he will never grow up. But he's trying to fight against that. He does want to plant roots. He does want to have a family, and he does want to get serious. He already did the whole 4-month marriage thing. He wants a marriage that lasts this time, at least 8 months, okay? And he knows already that he is not going to get that with Colleen. And I really liked that he kind of, drew the line in the sand there. That was very surprising to me. Also surprising and quite tragic, I do want to mention of this beautiful, beautiful girl right here, Zenab. Zenab opens up to Bartis, I believe it was, about how she lost her parents. She lost her dad when she was 13 years old. Then she went on to lose her mom when she was 18 years old. And honestly, when she said that, I just wanted to hug her because I cannot imagine the amount of pain that came with that. Like, the forever pain. Like, you're just so young that like there's just so much you still don't understand about life or your parents. And for all of that to be taken from you, like, oh my God, honestly, she's such an incredible woman and she's such a beautiful woman. I really do like her as well. She would have been one of my faves, but I don't like that she got engaged to this particular person. I don't want to say it because we're going to do another recap of all the rest of the stuff. Some people have not seen all 4 episodes, so I'm waiting until tomorrow, but I did not like her choice of fiance, and I did not like the way that she kind of acted on their first night in that honeymoon suite situation. But other than that, as a person, I really like her. I really adore her. And I feel like I would actually be friends with her in real life. Like, if I were thinking of some of these people, and I agree with you, Kiki, yeah, I think she just wanted something. If I were thinking who I would be friends with, no question, I would be friends with my girl, Alexa. I freaking love her. I would be enemies with this one because she's just too much for me. This one would give me a headache every time I saw her. This one would give me a headache every time I saw him. This one, same thing. This one, oh my God, we would be lovers. This one, enemies, not a fan. Okay. So those are the people that I'd be friends with in real life from the show that like I genuinely love their vibe. Charlotte's Web, thank you so much for becoming a member. Right after this stream with my members, I'm going to be doing a live lesson of Kale Lowry's Fairly Famous podcast. Tyler Beltier comes on and he kind of dukes it out with some of the haters on the podcast. I haven't listened to it yet. We're going to be listening to it live together. So I hope you are able to join us for that. It's going to be so fun. He called her cool for what? Cool for losing her parents? That's crazy. Bartis. See, this is the thing. Don't have 25-year-olds on the show. That's so immature. Zenab, run far away from these men. Yes. Oh, she opened up to Cole about it. Oh my God, of all people. Oh Lord, have mercy. Zenab, I just love you so much. But one thing is about her name, Zenab. I knew someone whose name was written like this growing up, but she pronounced it like the way it's written, Zenab. So I was kind of surprised by her pronunciation, I must say. But I definitely do love her. Zenab and Alexa are my girls. For sure. I can honestly say, oh, I love it. Okay, this is our new friend group, okay? Charlotte, Zenab, Alexa, and me. And anybody else who wants to join, come join us, okay? And Alexandria says, yeah, I thought that was an awkward response after she said. So she says, here, listen, I lost my parents at 13 and 18 years old. And her man goes, oh, that's cool. You're cool. Jail. Right now, I would break through that glass and fight him because what the F? That's insane. You guys, it has been so great recapping this first episode of Love is Blind with you. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry again for the mix-up with the time of the stream. I will be back tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to watch a movie with a friend, and then I will be back for a stream at 6 o'clock
Paris time, which is noon Eastern Standard Time, to recap all of the other episodes of Love is Blind. So if you have not finished all 4 episodes that dropped, please make sure to watch them. That way you're able to join us tomorrow, noon Eastern Standard Time, okay? Let's do it. Let's do it. I am so looking forward to speaking with you again. Alexander says, I think it was Bartis. See, that's what I thought. I was like, that was Bartis that he spoke to. That was Bartis. Hi, Grace. Missed the notification. However, I did drop the first like. You look amazing. Thank you so much, Ramster. It is always so lovely to see you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys, I will see you again tomorrow, noon Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to put the timer up there for tomorrow. We're going to talk about all the episodes, okay? Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.